Another goofy from the streaming needs. NBA Lil Pap. Youngboy's biggest shooter. Youngboy's biggest crash out.
What?
Just got arrested and charged with 10 attempted murders.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. Damn.
Now this would state Lil Pap arrested, NBA affiliate charged in shooting incident. DeAndre Fields, a 32-year-old rapper
You
known
still
as
a goofy at 32?
NBA Lil Pap and affiliated with NBA Youngboy faces serious charges after allegedly firing multiple shots into a home occupied by a family in St. Gabriel, Louisiana. The incident occurred on February 15th, 2026, stemming from a domestic altercation on Riviere Lane. Fields has been booked on 10 counts of attempted first-degree murder and additional domestic-related charges, highlighting the potential for everyday disputes to escalate into life-threatening situations. Authorities responded quickly, but no injuries were reported among the occupants, who were taking refuge inside the residence at the time of the shooting. This event adds to the ongoing scrutiny of violence within certain segments of the hip-hop community. The St. Gabriel Police Department detailed that officers were dispatched to the scene following reports of an altercation involving weapons. Upon arrival, investigators learned that Fields had discharged several rounds into the home while the family sought safety indoors. Although Fields initially fled the area, he was subsequently arrested and transported to the Iberville Parish Jail. The decision to charge him with 10 counts of attempted murder reflects the number of people inside the home and the intent inferred from his actions. Such charges carry severe penalties, potentially leading to lengthy prison terms if convicted.
He's fucking toast.
Now, this wouldn't be the first time Lil Pap would make the news, especially in the hip-hop realm, as he previously spent 5 years in prison in connection with the murder of Baton Rouge legend G Money.
Youngboy's other biggest opposition, Scotty Kane, would release the scathing Youngboy diss track NBA Smoke just days after Youngboy's cousin Boozilla got killed. And while Youngboy ended up in jail on attempted murder charges for attempting to avenge Boozilla, G Money was linking up with Youngboy's ops and building alliances to diss him. In January 20...
I think a lot of people seem to either forget, ignore, or just don't even know how much shit Youngboy was really involved with before blowing up. And then also a lot of people pick sides when it came to him beefing with Vaughn and Dirk, and Vaughn claiming that he ain't like that, this and that, whatever. A lot of people know Vaughn was doing what he was doing and doing it himself. He was the one pulling it. Yeah. Versus the more so the accusations with Youngboy is he was dropping them bags. Right. And let's jump into this, because my boy Trap Lil Ross, he gonna do us right every time.
2017, G Money linked up with Pablo El Chapo, one of the people who'd been in the studio.
Right. Do he try to talk like that?
Youngboy with a gun.
Dude, he gonna do us right every time. Did he do that on purpose?
And made him cry. They would collaborate on a new Youngboy diss titled WNBA Smoke, where they referred to him as WNBA Youngboy and dissed him extensively. G Money would rap saying that he will send a blitz to take out Youngboy and his team for dissing him, as well as warning Youngboy that he will kill him for beefing with them. G Money.
Now this is a 20-minute video, so we're gonna skip closer to the part where G Money, unfortunately.
So how you think you could tell me something? How you think you can go against me? How you think you can do that? You won't survive. Come on.
Clearly this was a very personal beef aimed at Youngboy and his crew. And at this point, both sides have made outright threats declaring their intentions to kill their opposition. Now, it's been speculated that Youngboy's manager Big Dump might have had something to do with potentially putting a price on G Money's head. And in September, G Money would seemingly be posting disses to Youngboy on social media, all while giving clues as to his own exact location. In one video, G Money, standing outside, would claim that Youngboy started rapping and became a killer after he got a record deal.
Say, Lil, you know you ain't living like that, man. You get a deal and you done turn to a killer. When you start doing all that, man, you know you ain't cut like that, man. You know TBG been your muscle, boy. And the same you talking about usually don't live in jail wherever they at, man. That's the you out of Nouveau in the city, man. Yeah, you remember Will? Yeah, Will's out there. Yeah, you remember you ran out that store, man. You know what's happening with us, man. You hear me? Real?
I ain't gonna lie, this shit be crazy. Niggas be getting killed over absolutely nothing, twin. Like,
and I'm living out shit.
nothing at all.
Everything
man.
you got with a deal, I got without a deal, man. You hear me? You know, 30 plus on my with no deal. Yeah, for real. Driving in $100,000 coupes. Man, yeah, with no deal, boy. You better stop playing and stay in your place, son.
If you watch that clip carefully, you can see a window with white bars and black shutters beside it, with the building itself having red brickwork and a black security door. In this clip, G-Money is standing in front of a recording studio at the 1900 block of Dallas Drive that TBG were known to record at. This studio was also featured prominently in the music video for G-Money and Boulevard Quick's song Set Trippin'.
My boy do his motherfucking homework. He got the city live.
And this studio is the exact location where G-Money would unfortunately lose his life. On the 10th.
See, the problem is, bro, you wasn't supposed to be at. This is not the recording studio you're supposed to be at. You got 30,000 on your neck and you driving around in $100,000 cars. You supposed to get the fuck home. You're not supposed to stay in your city and instigate beef with other niggas that's still in your city, and you pulling up to this studio. I ain't trying to be funny or nothing, but this studio look rinky dink as hell, folks. You feel? And you apparently you was getting money.
Is the exact location where G-Money would unfortunately lose his life. On the 10th of September 2017, G-Money would be seen on Instagram at his usual recording studio working on music, seemingly recording a Youngboy diss song with lyrics where he says that your favorite rapper is a liar.
That's crazy. Word. Look at that shit. Come on, bro. That's rinky dinky. You ain't supposed to be in there, bro. Your favorite rapper line.
At around 1:30 a.m., G-Money would be found shot in front of that very recording studio that he recently went live at. Fat Chapo, who was with him at the time of the shooting, said that G-Money was caught off guard by a shooter as he walked out of the studio.
I was the first out the door. I'm the one called for help. G walked out that door by himself. I told him before he walked out the door, like, he walked out the door on his own. And they start shooting. When they start shooting, I really didn't know what was going on because I heard a boom, but
man, they was sitting out there waiting for him to come out. Who knows how many hours they were waiting.
That's all I was just gonna say. God knows how long they was out there waiting.
Recording, they probably smoking, drinking, whatever. He in there recording for hours. They sitting out there waiting. Mind you, G-Money was like 6'5" or some shit. He's tall and he had a different kind of head, so it's like,
yeah, you could tell that's
you know when it's him.
Right.
As soon as he comes out, they get to firing.
The music was playing, so it was kind of muffled. When as soon as the shooting stopped, I ran out the door. Nobody was I still never saw nobody. And I saw G laying right there on the ground. And I really ain't, once I seen him, all I could do is call 911. You know, try to get help.
Once police arrived, officers would be seen in the dark, taping off the scene and doing forensic work. And G-Money would end up leaving the scene in a coroner's van, just like the one that he had showed in his music video Industry, where he said that he would put his ops on the news.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
He showed a coroner van, which ended up being the same one that he had in his music videos, saying he'll put his ops on the news. You reap what you sow.
Hell yeah.
You live by the sword, you die by the sword, and a lot of what you speak can be spoke into existence. It just might not be the person you're talking about. It might be you.
G-Money would end up leaving. Setting aside those rumors, once this went down, all eyes were on the NBA crew, but it would take years before the authorities were able to identify any of the people involved. DeAndre Fields, aka Lil Pap, or NBA Pap, actually the brother of NBA Ben 10, aka Ben Fields, who also got arrested for being in the car with Youngboy in that same incident after Boozilla's death, where Youngboy ended up getting the 10-year suspended sentence for. Now, Pap was eventually arrested on second-degree murder charges in connection with the murder of G-Money.
And as far as I know, this is the only person who's ever been arrested for the murder of G-Money. But how this played out was weird.
Ultimately being bailed around June 2019.
A lot of you are reacting tonight to the arrest of this man, DeAndre Fields. Baton Rouge police say they arrested him years after the shooting death of a local rapper, Garrett Burton. Back in 2017, Burton went by the name of G Money. He was found shot to death in the parking lot on Dallas Drive there. Police arrested DeAndre Fields for second-degree murder.
And initially, Pap would plead not guilty, but some interesting information would eventually be revealed to the police when they interviewed him after the shooting. He actually told police that he had left Baton Rouge with his mother and son, fleeing to nearby New Roads about 40 minutes away from Baton Rouge after G Money was murdered. As well as this, when asked about his whereabouts on the night of September the 10th, 2017, Lil Pap claimed that he drove to Hammond to get gas. When detectives later obtained his phone records, this claim was proven to be false, as his records revealed that he was actually in Baton Rouge on the night of G Money's death. But perhaps the most shocking piece of information that Lil Pap shared with the police, which I can imagine was a huge driving force behind his indictment, is the following. After police asked Pap who among his friends would shoot people for the NBA group, he replied, "To be honest, me." Now,
FBI, open up! Like, how slow do these little boys gotta be?
He replied, what?
To be honest, me. What?
Fields also told detectives he drove to Hammond to get gas.
Like, do you know how to do anything but pull a fucking trigger, gang? Like,
when police asked Fields who among his friends would shoot people for the NBA group, he replied,
why would
to
you
be
say
honest, me. He also referred to problems in the streets. This man is straight up telling the police, I'm the most likely to blame some shit out here, as they're investigating him for murder.
He's a goofy.
He's been charged with murder.
He's a fucking goofy, bro.
You get booked on
this why I try to tell y'all this shit lame. Like, these niggas be slow. Like, they just slow kids with guns that try to make themselves seem cool because they got a gun and they shoot niggas. They ass be slow, bro. I'm talking about slow brain, gang. Like, it's bad. It's bad, bro. Trust me.
They say